This is Ag Matters PM from the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network, brought to you by the Iowa Soybean Association. Your daily recap of the information that affects Iowa's farmers, producers, and consumers, right here in the heart of the heartland. With reports from our award-winning broadcast team of Dustin Hoffman, Riley Smith, and Mark Magnuson. Now, from the IARN studios in Des Moines, here's Riley Smith.
Well, good day and welcome to Ag Matters PM from the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network. I'm Riley Smith. Today is Thursday, October 5th, 2023. Finally starting to feel like fall across the state. And about time, too, I really think personally. We're so glad you could join us for today's show. In today's episode, I talked with Iowa Corn Growers Association President Jolene Riessen. She was at that announcement from NASCAR about how they're bringing the Cup Series to the Iowa Speedway. We talked about what that means for Iowa farmers. We also have a check of that ag weather outlook, but first, let's run down the markets.
It's time now for the Ag Matters PM Closing Market Summary, your source for market analysis and settlement prices from the day's trade in Chicago, courtesy of the folks at agmarket.net.
At the end of another trading day in the ag marketplace, we're talking with Jacob Burks of agmarket.net. Jacob, tuning in live from the World Dairy Expo. Jacob, thanks for taking the time to visit with us. What do we see in the grain markets today?
We saw a day that had some excitement. Outside news got the markets excited. We found some buyers. We had some technical support here in most all of the commodities, and we see a stronger day in the corn, mostly all led by the wheat market from the Black Sea region news. We had excitement, had guys that for all the reasons that we said, we've seen risk off the table here over the last couple of weeks. Really, we had guys coming here today and be aggressive buying on some technical support. And so, yeah, strong day, up almost 20 cents in the wheat, up about 10, 11 cents, bouncing up to some of that overhead resistance around that $5 level here today in the corn market.
Now, last week we saw that quarterly grain stocks report provided some excitement, but the biggest thing from that is that we kind of put a bow onto last marketing year, and now we're finally looking kind of completely at the new crop cycle and the new crop contract. Now, the status right now, some things are looking better than others. Moving forward, what do we really need to see on those new crop contracts?
Right. It's funny. I'm here at the World Dairy Expo, and this is kind of the largest gathering I've seen of people across the Midwest and talking about with some of these farmers as far as like what yields looking like in different areas. And we make phone calls and we talk, but when you're sitting here and you have people coming by and talking a lot about their operations and stuff, I started to hear a little bit of some of that north central Iowa and some of that north central Missouri areas that were almost 100 bushels under last year, and so there were some stories that like that. So that's kind of what we need to hear. I mean, unfortunate for people in each local spot, but the idea that I have seen over the early harvest numbers that have come in is we haven't seen a lot of numbers that really say the yield numbers could be lower. And so, I mean, I'm not here to try to make one sample, a testament to what my knowledge and what my thought is, but there needs to be some of these yield numbers come in that are not surprisingly good. And as far as what I've heard throughout the harvest season so far has been surprisingly good. And so that we continue to go through harvest, we continue to see the harvest in a expedited time frame, just because we haven't seen the rains, we haven't seen it. That people have been aggressively getting in there, getting beans. I got guys around here that are wrapping up beans in the southwest corner of Wisconsin. So the story needs to be yield problems to hold this support and to create a market that wants to rally.
And then what are we seeing on the livestock side of the marketplace today?
Well, today's the livestock kind of took a backseat to it, except for the hog market. We saw a big move up here, $3 higher. We went and filled the gap that we left 2 days ago, so that's something to watch as we go forward. But in the live cattle market, we ended up settling pretty quiet today. That's gotten a little bit choppy here. We've seen the downward movement off of the highs that we put in a couple weeks ago. But all in all, for the cattle market, a relatively quiet day today.
And then, of course, being that you're at the World Dairy Expo, just what are some of the things you're hearing from producers? How are they feeling about the marketplace right now?
Just from the dairy world of it, you got some guys that are disappointed. They're coming off of a couple of years that had really good milk prices, and we're here with our dairy expert at agmarket.net, Robbins, and they're talking right now about creating the opportunity to look at it from a profit margin as opposed to just looking at what dairy prices are doing, and that's what every producer needs to look at. But right now, you got some guys that are in a position that have a lot of high input cost not just the feed cost, but all the other inputs. And you see this milk price that continues to fall off. If you look at what butter's doing, butter's actually making record highs we've ever seen the butter, but that really affects the class 4 milk. And most producers here in the Midwest are looking at class 3 production. And that's something that's just really struggled, especially with some of these higher input costs. Corn coming down over the last, several months. That's lightened up a little bit of their load, but it's not been enough. They're looking at profit margins that could be in the red this year.
Lots of great information today, Jacob. For those of our listeners who would like to get in touch and learn more from the folks at agmarket.net, how can they do that?
Just take a look at agmarket.net. Look at a 30-day free trial of our Intel. A lot of really good stuff in there, and we can explain to you if you need to. Just give us a call. Look at the About Us portion of our website. You can get each individual broker's name and number and email right there. Thanks
for tuning in from the World Dairy Expo, Jacob, and good luck with the rest of the event. We look forward to chatting with you again soon.
Live from Madison, Wisconsin. Thanks for having me, guys.
That again was Jacob Burks of agmarket.net. We'll go ahead and take a look at how the numbers closed. That's courtesy of the folks at Bar Chart. At the close, December corn is up 11.5 at 497.5. November soybeans up 7 3/4 at 12.80 3/4. December soybean meal up 5.20 at 377.20. Soybean oil down 71 cents at 55.28. Chicago wheat up 18 1/4 at 578 1/4. Minneapolis spring wheat up 19 3/4 at 731 1/2. Kansas City hard red wheat up 24 even at 690 1/2. December oats up 3 3/4 at 432 3/4. On the Merc, December live cattle down 65 at 185.37. November feeders down 12 at 250.30. December lean hogs up 310 at 72.27. December pork cutout up 302 at 82.82. November Class 3 milk up 16 cents at 17.23. And that's been a check of the markets here on Ag Matters PM. We're going to take a quick break to hear from our sponsor, the Iowa Soybean Association and the Soy Checkoff. When we come back, I talk with Iowa Corn Growers Association President Jolene Riessen. This is Ag Matters PM.
Iowa Soybean Association is driven to deliver for Iowa's 40,000 soybean farmers. We're proud to provide objective agronomic research, a helping hand with soil and water stewardship, and timely industry news powered by the Soybean Checkoff. Learn more at iasoybeans.com.
Welcome back to Ag Matters PM on the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network. I'm Riley Smith. NASCAR made a huge announcement earlier this week that they are bringing the Cup Series to the Iowa Speedway for the first time. Now, the Iowa Speedway originally designed by Rusty Wallace, and it is designed as the fastest short track in the country. They've been campaigning for a while to bring the NASCAR Cup Series to the state of Iowa, finally happening. But of course, while that's a big thing for entertainment and recreation, what does it mean for Iowa's farmers? I sat down with Jolene Riessen, president of the Iowa Corn Growers Association, to talk about the impact this will have on Iowa's ethanol industry. Well, we are here at the Iowa State Capitol talking with Jolene Riessen. She is the president of the Iowa Corn Growers Association here in Iowa. A huge announcement today. The NASCAR Cup Series is coming to the Iowa Speedway for the first time ever. Jolene, just tell us how exciting of an announcement this is for the state of Iowa.
Well, it is. It's almost right up there with the Iowa State game. Almost. So, but just very exciting to have this caliber of racing come into our state. And at a speedway that is being touted as the quickest, fastest, bestest speedway in the whole United States and world, for that fact. So it'll shine a major spotlight on Iowa and what we do here in our state.
And of course, having NASCAR in the state is a huge deal for Iowa corn specifically, because in NASCAR they run ethanol all the time, and they've even had, at this point, over 2 million miles of ethanol in their engines. So what a great idea to bring that spotlight to the state where ethanol is so important.
And that was part of the reason for our sponsorship of the race, was because of the E15 and what it means to me, especially as a farmer. So that's I produce corn goes into ethanol, and I just want everybody to know that, so if NASCAR didn't feel that E15 was a good product to put in very, very expensive motors, I don't know what more we can say there about the efficacy and how great E15 is. Not only for our driving, but for the environment. As farmers, I look at the sustainability part of it, so I'm trying to do my thing as far as for, the carbon capture and keeping our air clean and our water clean too.
Well, and I had the chance to talk with NASCAR legend Richard Childress earlier this year, and he was talking about, he's on the board for Growth Energy as well, and he was talking about, like I said, over 2 million miles, no engine issues, and frankly, he's like, why don't we up the ethanol blend requirements in there and make it even better, because he knows it's a clean fuel that's very sustainable, affordable, and available for people to use.
Right, the infrastructure is already in place to use this in our vehicles. So, and I work on the legislative part, and so we are trying to move forward with the Next Generation's Fuel Act, which will allow us to use higher blend fuels in our vehicles. Right now, you can use a E85, but that has to be for flex fuel vehicles, and we can't put that in regular vehicles. But E15 is good for 95% of the vehicles that are out there on the highways, interstates. And the cost savings, the dollar savings of that is, right now as the fuel price keeps going up, the unleaded 88 is a buy. It's usually anywhere from 16. Now, as I was coming down today, I saw a 30-cent difference between that and the other. And like I say, and to me as a farmer, I'm helping my economy, I'm helping my state, and I'm helping the environment by using E15.
Right, it's like a win-win-win scenario to support the state, support your vehicle, and support the environment with all of that. Of course, this comes at, I'd say, a bit of a good time, because we've had recent reports from the USDA, EPA coming out saying, oh, well, ethanol is not as good as they say it is. But here we have a huge example right here of the cleanliness, affordability, and sustainability of ethanol.
Right, that was rather disappointing for them to come out with that. So I don't know what's the word I'm looking for, studies that they were looking at. But so if you look at the GREET model, it is unequivocally ethanol is a better for our environment and doesn't hurt the engines, and we get excellent fuel mileage. And so, like I say, it's a win-win. Okay, if you want to say no-brainer, I guess that's where I'm at.
Exactly. Now, Jolene, is there anything else about this announcement or anything that the Iowa Corn Growers Association is doing in the near future that our listeners and viewers should know about today?
Well, so the race is going to be June 16th, so hold your calendar open for that and try and get a ticket. It will be well worth being there. Know that this race is not only supporting the Des Moines metro area, but it supports all farmers, not only in the state of Iowa, but all farmers that are growing corn and producing ethanol. So if we want to sustain our farmers, then use some E15.
Jolene, thanks for taking the time to visit with us today. Exciting news,
yes,
and good luck as you guys continue through harvest.
Very good. Thanks so much.
That again was Iowa Corn Growers Association President Jolene Riessen. As for right now, let's go ahead and take a look at that ag weather outlook. It's officially fall, y'all, and it now finally feels like it too, as the temperatures are cooling off a bit, especially into tomorrow. Might not even see any temps into the 60s tomorrow. A little bit of rain as well mixed into that. Obviously not exactly what we want to hear for harvest, but a great thing to bring in that cooler weather as well, just to enjoy some of that this weekend. So let's see what the National Weather Service has in store for the next 24 hours. As you can see from the National Weather Service, we are finally getting some of that fall weather. Today is sunny and breezy with a slight chance for showers in the east, highs ranging from the mid-60s to low 80s. Tonight will be mostly clear and chilly with lows ranging from the low 40s to mid-40s. And tomorrow fall is finally arriving. It'll be breezy with much lower temps and a chance for showers statewide, highs ranging from the low to upper 50s. Taking a look at the affiliate weather map for tomorrow, Cherokee will see a chance for showers, then mostly sunny skies and breezy conditions with a high around 50. Shenandoah, chance for rain and then sunny skies, high of 57. Des Moines, rain showers in 55. Waterloo, rainy in 53. Albia, chance for showers in 57. Clinton, a chance for showers as well with a high of 58. For more detailed forecasts in your part of the state, make sure to check in with your local Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network affiliate. It's been a check of the Ag Weather Outlook, and that also brings us to the end of this episode of Ag Matters PM. You can find all of our content on our website at iowaagnet.com. Also check us out on social media at Facebook, X, LinkedIn, and TikTok. You can find our video content as well as previous episodes of AMPM on our YouTube channel. Don't forget to check out our website as well for our new daily product, Iowa Ag Matters. Find those segments under the long format page on the programming tab. Also, don't forget to check out our free Twice Daily Market podcast on Apple, Amazon, Google, Spotify, and Podbean. From the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network studios in Des Moines, I'm Riley Smith. On behalf of Mark Magnuson, Dustin Huffman, and Andy Peterson, we thank you for watching. This has been Ag Matters PM.